Welcome to Advent of Tessellations 2023. I'm Madonna Yoder, and I hope you will join hundreds of origami folders around the world in folding this daily challenge to increase your origami tessellation folding skills, so the twists and repeating patterns folded all from a single sheet of paper. Welcome back to Advent of Tess. This is day 12, where we'll be folding basically the same thing as yesterday's piece, but with the rhombus twists on the same side as the hexagon and triangle instead of the opposite side. So let's go ahead and get into it. We've got that open hexagon twist, same one as yesterday. So my mountains are hitting the edge of the paper on the right hand side, one spacing above the corner. And that will center our twist in the middle of the hexagon grid. And once that is set up, we can go ahead and press from the top to squash. Now zooming in, we're going to have those closed triangle twists at very dense spacing. I'm going to go ahead and give you another second as I use my bone folder here. So we're going to have that dense spacing where the valley is right in line with the existing mountain, the existing folded mountain. And the mountain is one spacing further than that, which identifies our target grid intersection, allows us to set up the three-way intersection of mountains that we can then twist around. And I'm going to lift the pleat from the hexagon so we can squash on a flat surface. Okay, so last time we went around clockwise because our next twist was going to be on the opposite side. This time we're going to go counterclockwise because our next twist is going to be on this side. So rotating back, I'm going to start by setting up that triangle. So again, valley fold along my folded mountain here, which another measurement is touching the pleat from the hexagon, one spacing from the corner of the hexagon. We're going to set up that triangle, and this time I'm actually going to leave the corner of the hexagon down. And this new pleat, so I'm going to go ahead and set up the rhombus as we're setting up this triangle. The new pleat is going to be the through line of the rhombus, so it's continuing straight through. And then we need to have the pleats off of the central diamond be parallel to each other. So this is going to be a short pleat heading right to the edge of the paper. And these two are both going to lay down on top of the pleat from the hexagon. We could at this point, or even we could have earlier, brought that corner of the hexagon down. We might do that for the next repeat. And we can go ahead and squash both of these twists and then tuck the pleat underneath. And really the ordering of these pleats doesn't matter much. So you could choose to have these all fold on top of the hexagon. I tend to fold it this way, fairly arbitrarily. The crease pattern, by the way, will not tell you which one to do. It is agnostic to the layering of the pleats that are covering the same space. So next up, we're going to again fold that new pleat in the densest possible way, setting up our triangle on the pleat directly from the hexagon. And if we want to, we can go ahead and squash that triangle now and set up the rhombus on the pleat overlap with the through line coming from the newest triangle, and then the remaining pleat going out towards the corner of the paper around that central diamond and squash. And then I'll tuck the flap. And repeating, I'll find my triangle at that densest available spacing, find my rhombus with the through line coming from that most recent triangle, and the second diagonal pleat parallel to the first one. So what we don't want is a pleat going off this way. We don't want that. We want the pleat going out here. We also don't want this kind of bow tie setup. We need that pleat to be shifted down so that we do get the outline of the central diamond. And tuck under and repeat. And tuck. And this time when we go to repeat, we have an extra pleat overlap. It's the last triangle, so there will be a pleat overlap on both sides. And we're going to reorder the overlap so that our newest pleat goes through first and fully closes before the older pleat goes through. So this will help us to open that pleat overlap in a minute and make a rhombus just like this one. So now I can tuck that. I'm going to untuck the pleat that's going to this new overlap and open it just like the ones before, the triangle most counterclockwise. So the one at the 12 o'clock position right now is going to be the one that has the through line coming through. And we can set up and squash our new rhombus twist before tucking that pleat in place just like all the others. And then on the other side we have this almost Star of David shape, and I call this pattern wormholes because especially if you come back and puff up the open hexagon twist, you end up with a very pronounced hole effect on the other side. So that's all for today. And one thing to remember is if you're looking for how to repeat these patterns further out, I do have Instagram posts and short videos on YouTube and Instagram, and also my tessellation garden has large crease patterns of all of these patterns. So if you're interested in folding with more repeats, definitely check out all of those resources, and happy folding. I'll see you tomorrow.